Bol Mel built President Kiir a fancy story house, that is Amara.
Yeah. A tall building, in
yes.
other words. Okay.
In Hajalaba, the suburb of Juba, Hajalaba. I don't know where it is, but maybe
I feel
around
like
Main
it's
Street
around
or
Juba,
Higher Marat. Yeah.
that areas of town, not Gondo.
So that house currently is being occupied by the president's daughter, Adut Salva Kiir.
Why?
ABMC, their company, was given a contract to build Gudele and Bill Farm Road, a total of 21 kilometers. And they were given, for that 21 kilometers, they were given to do 1 kilometer for 11 million US dollars.
Why?
When you calculate, that is 231 million US dollars. Welcome to Jimosi podcast. So a day ago, there was an article that was run by Radio Tomazush about Bol Mel and his relationship with President Kiir and how he rise to power. But in this video, we're going to look at how Bol Mel was able to loot a lot of things for President Kiir, or they loot together as a way of benefiting each other.
Mutual benefits.
Yes. And that's how he earned loyalty from President Kiir. But a lot of other things that were in that article that we are planning to do in another day to see actually the rise of Bol Mel and his final fall. But the few things that Bol Mel did together with Salva Kiir as a way of getting himself $3 million. So one of the things that Bol Mel did in 2007, Bol Mel bought a stone crushing related equipment from Thailand and came back to Juba with it, along with Thai engineers and other professionals in the late of 2007. And he set up a company called ABMC. That one in full is Aggregate Building Material Construction Company, ABMC. And with him, like Bol Mel became the president of that company, ABMC, and President Kiir and the Minister of Finance by then, Arthur Quinn as a silent partner. So President Kiir and Minister of Finance were silent investors in that thing.
Okay, but was it like the highest percentage was for President Kiir, right?
They did not say the percentages, but high chances in 2007 who likely had the money. Probably is President Kiir.
Yes.
And then with being bought from Thailand, it had to come through the sea.
Yeah.
They had to be cleared at Port of Mombasa. Who had connection by then to have it cleared? President Kiir. And then it came through Kenya, Uganda to Juba.
Yeah.
And then they set up that company, a stone crusher company at Jebel Kujur. So people would see a company called ABMC. That's the company of Bol Mel. Yeah, Bol Mel and President Kiir.
And the then Minister for Finance.
Yes.
I don't know if you have this as a question, but why do you think the Minister of Finance then was involved in this deal?
It was more of like, who is likely to release money when needed?
Yes.
So Minister of Finance was there, like, if President Kiir say release this, the Minister of Finance will release it because they're going to do the business together. And then we'll just put his signature and the money is released the way they want. So high chances these machines were bought out of public resources.
Most likely. That's actually what came into my mind the moment you spoke of Bol Mel going to buy that machine. Obviously, Bol Mel was not that rich back then. And then President Kiir, just 2 years after taking over the leadership, he didn't have that kind of money.
Yes.
It's not like they had been paid during the SPLM era. And then why didn't they choose any other ministry apart from the Ministry of Finance to collaborate with them? Because the funds can only be released by the Ministry of Finance.
Yes.
And they had to make a special request. Obviously, this person, because they know this is a corruption deal, would ask for a kickback. Like, what is in it for me? So that's why I asked you that. And I knew I would agree with you on what you would say.
Yeah.
Because of those connections.
And they became the first people to own a stone crusher in Juba, because by then it is these women that always break the stone
Manually.
along the road or at the mountain, and then people buy from them in a measurement of wheelbarrows.
Okay.
I actually bought one last time when I was in Juba using those guys of wheelbarrows. But now there are so many other crushers, right?
Yes, like at around
Skyline.
Juba 2 area of Shirkat, there's Skyline, a very big company that sells different building materials.
Yes. So you see, around that 2007, South Sudan was now building. And so there were a lot of things. They were the only people that could supply even the government supplies and such kind
Projects.
of things. So they cash in a lot during those days because they did not have any competitor. Anyway,
So they enjoyed the monopoly.
Yeah, before we are carried away by the discussion, we have to mention other things that were here.
Okay.
And then when they started having a lot of money, Bol Mel built President Kiir a fancy story house that is Amara.
Yeah, a tall building, in other words. Okay.
In Hajalaba, the suburb of Juba, Hajalaba. I don't know where it is, but maybe
I feel like it's around Juba.
Yeah.
That areas of town, not Gondo.
So that house currently is being occupied by the president's daughter, Adut Salva Kiir.
Why?
So she's living in a house that was built by Bol Mel, and they put him under house arrest.
By government resources, public resources technically. Bol Mel was just a handyman overseeing the construction, because the president with his status cannot be supervising the project when he's supposed to be in office dealing with bigger issues for the country. Yeah.
And then also, what happened is that ABMC, their company, was given a contract to build Gudele and Bill Farm Road, a total of 21 kilometers. And they were given, for that 21 kilometers, they were given to do 1 kilometer for 11 million US dollars.
What?
When you calculate, that is 231 million US dollars. In most countries, or even within South Sudan, when people are building, 1 kilometer goes for 1 million US dollars. But now these people exaggerated by 10 million. So instead of just 1 million per kilometer, which would have been 21 million US dollars, they exaggerated by 11 million per kilometer. So they collected a total of 231 million, but ended up doing less than that, an amount of, let's say if they had worked so much, they remain with 200 million, because the 31 million is actually what was taken by the construction itself, because paying the workers, everything else, machineries and such kind of things. So maybe it took 31 million, and then the 200 million remained for the two of them. But again, remember, they have a stone crushing company, ABMC. So some of the material that were needed for the road, they were getting some of them from the company.
Okay.
So they never spend anything. And then another thing that
before you continue.
Yes.
So I just did like a quick search of how much it cost to build 1 kilometer of road. And then the answer I got from AI on Google is that building 1 kilometer of road cost anywhere from under 1 million US dollars for simple rural gravel road to over 10 million for complex urban highways, with common figures often falling between 2 million to 5 million. 5 million plus per kilometer, depending heavily on width. That is, for instance, if it's 2-lane versus 4 lanes, location, urban versus rural, drainage, terrain, materials, and weather, it includes bridges or complex utilities. But then, between
in South Sudan, they were
Gudele and what?
Gudele Road and Bill Farm Road.
Yeah, that thing doesn't need any drainage. They don't have drainage there.
They have never done any drainage.
And there's no bridge.
Yes.
So you can't say it would cost that much.
No,
this is something that would really fall under 1 million even. Yeah, or Ikianda Sana, maybe 1 or 1.2 million, factoring in corruption.
Yeah. Even like when Juba Numili Highway was being built, which was being built by the U.S. through U.S. aid, they were building it 1 kilometer for 1.5 million. Okay. So it was already proved that within South Sudan, the max that we can go is like if people were to steal a lot, it would be like $2 million US per kilometer, because the USA has already shown us that they can do it for 1.5 million per kilometer. And they build that one. It was a donation, and people used to get excited that we have got something built in our country. Like first, I thought that was the government of South Sudan that's working. I later came to realize that it was a donation by the US, and then I realized that South Sudan has never built anything.
Yes.
So
that's
what
a
again?
Country for you.
Yes. So another thing again that Bol Mel and Kiir worked together on was on September 5, 2011. That was after the independence.
September 5, yeah, approximately 2 months after independence, or separation from the North.
Now, the Khartoum regime were no longer monitoring the southern part. They were allowed to do whatever that they were doing, and President Kiir was now in charge of everything. So what he did on September 5, 2011, President Kiir directed the Minister of Roads and Bridges, Minister General Gear Chuanga Long, to promptly release $244 million US to Benjamin Bol Mel and his company ABMC to build 69 kilometers of urban road in Juba City. So you see, in 2007, it was given 231 million
to build only 21 kilometers.
To build 21 kilometers.
For Gudele Bilham Road.
And again, it was asked. Then 4 years later, because they did not use those money, and I don't think if they actually completed that road.
Yeah, because let me cut you short. I was in Juba around 2011 for the first time. And during that time, I actually went to Gudele. I've also been to Munuki. So you'll technically travel through that road. And the kind of road we had there is not tarmacked. Yeah. Shar Bilpam is kind of around that area when you're going to Muniki. Yeah. And there was nothing like tarmac or that. So that money from 2007 kind of went down the drain.
Yes.
It was a corruption scheme.
Yes, was eaten completely.
Yeah.
So they took that 244 million to build 69 kilometers of road within Juba. They did approximately few things here and there. They never completed anything. And then they said between 2006 to 2012, which is by the time that 244 million was being released, the government of South Sudan said that they have used 1.7 billion in building a 75 kilometers of road within Juba.
1.7 billion.
Yes. So you see,
between
this is
2006 and 2012.
Yes. So the 231 is in it. The 244 is in it.
And but then there's more than 800. Yes. There's more than 700 on top of that.
Remaining.
Million.
So you see, they would, how much? 231 plus 244.
Plus 470.
470 something. That remaining 1.2 something. Are the 1.2 billion that was later released. So these people took all that money to build a 75 kilometers within Juba.
And has no show.
No show.
Because in 2013, 2014, 2015, and beginning of 2016, I was there.
Yeah.
And we didn't have like fancy roads, not even within those big areas in Juba Ditch. Yeah. The only time I saw some nice roads around Juba Ditch was in 2023 when I was there. The last time.
Yeah. So, you know, like what they do is like this scheme of say, release this. And then they say it has been released, and then Bol Mel go do his own things.
They go to the site, parade equipment, and launch. And
no, it's not something that is even made public. So after the money is released to his bank account, they go sit down with his boss, President Kiir, and then they share their cut. And then they leave it there. And if people talk, anybody that talk or might have heard of this story, then they send people to go kill you. And then
actually, I don't even think anyone would talk, because these people like Gary Chuang, he was there. I think after 2013, they were part of the former detainees.
Mm-hmm.
He was detained for the alleged planned coup.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the other Minister of Finance probably was fired because of that. And you cannot go to public and say, this is what happened. They will turn it and throw you under the bus. Say that the reason you were fired is because you are looting public resources.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tricky.
So you see now why Bol Mel became President Kiir favorite.
Yes.
All these people that always said Bol Mel was handpicked, they never did any favor to Salva Kiir. It's not like favor, like a good favor, that Bol Mel actually did any good favor. No, in looting.
Yeah.
Because a president himself, by relying on salaries, there's no way that he will get the money. Like they have to use these bad deals as a way of stealing from the government.
Yeah.
And Bol Mel came right there as the right person that can do that.
And he doesn't talk about it. He just do his thing, and before you know it, he's a rich guy.
Yes.
Well,
So what he does is like he show the president that he can work for him. So they get their money, they come say that they have done, and then you go drop it in president account. Go drop it in president account. Now nobody's going to sit there and say president has taken 200 million. They will say that 200 million was for building the road.
But then if you go to the road itself, you can't see any.
It's now that we know of it. By then, people didn't know that these people were actually given 231 million.
There was no active social media by then, so it's really tricky. But right now, we're seeing things flying, including documents from 2 or something. Then you are like, oh, so these are the things that have been happening within the government. And if you talk about them, the apologies and Shorba Defense Forces will come for your neck.
Yes. And then also, you see, you have to always massage the ego of your superior if you want to grow. Why would Bol Mel went ahead and build a house for President Kiir? Imagine that.
Do you think he's the one who thought of it, or President Kiir said, I want a house?
He decided. Bol Mel know like how to...
Is a people pleaser?
Not just a people pleaser. You know, people pleaser, they do it just for the praise. Him, you know, like, mtu wako nini. Like, wakitaka kukamua ng'ombe wanasemanga, yo wonge chin. Like, there's a way that you do so that it can start giving
to stimulate.
Milk. Yes.
Okay.
So Bol Mel is good at that. So he literally decided.
He knows where to massage.
Yeah. So he massaged the ego of President Kiir by deciding, if I build this guy, would say, man, even build for me even before I ask.
Without asking.
Because a lot of people will want President Kiir to build for them. But Bol Mel already knew that they were looting together. So as a way of the president, just gift him.
But you know, like 1.something billion US dollars for a project that never saw the light of the day. That's a lot of money. When if you say you spend like $1 million, of which I doubt at the time the house would not cost that much. You can just remove.
No, you don't know by then. This is like when they started having the ABMC, which was started in 2007. So likely build this house around 2009, 2008 there.
Yeah, but then...
So there were not a lot of high-tall building. Like, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
No, I know the commitment.
Yes.
That's what you're
Bol Mel did those to earn the loyalty. He was not given the loyalty.
Yeah.
He went ahead, as much as it was their money, or pretended to be his money, he organized everything. I don't think he even told the president that I'm building for you.
Yeah.
He just built it and give it to the president as a gift.
No, I understand that part. What I'm saying is that these guys had looted a lot of money, right? So even from within his cuts, I'm very sure he got a couple of millions or hundreds of millions from the over 1.something billion. That money, that's what I'm saying, is more than enough. Even if it means taking a 1 million to build that house, although I doubt that the house would cost that much at that time, because there was no much inflation and the materials were obviously going to come through their company, then it would not cost much. So I guess that's why he decided to please the president.
Yes.
By doing that project.
And then again, a bill in Hijalaba. This is within Juba town.
Yeah.
And during that time, there was another story of him that we're going to cover, that he also grabbed another land and built on it. And then the owner came, and then they had to settle out of court. So he paid that person to own the place. Oh, yeah, we built Home and Away.
Okay.
That place, he grabbed it.
I think that Home and Away is around Juba Ditch.
Yes.
We passed near it while going to Emmanuel Jain.
When you guys were Christians.
Am I not? Yeah, we passed around that place a couple of times while going to either Emmanuel Jain Church or when going to Juba Ditch Teaching Hospital.
Yeah, so that land was a grab land. The real owner came and then they settled out of court. Done. And then you remember this silent partner, Atura Queen, the former Minister of Finance. You remember he also grabbed a land in Tongpe, the one that was being demolished at that time.
Yeah, by the owner after trying out of court settlement, and then he was to pay how much?
$250,000.
$250,000, and then ended up paying only $60,000. And the person got impatient in courts, or maybe something else transpired.
What happened to his shares?
And decided to.
What happened to his shares in ABMC?
After being fired, do you think he still have any?
But he was an investor. Maybe he sold them thinking that he was going to do other better things.
No, I don't think so. I think he can easily be silenced. So he would just leave it like that for the peace of his mind. Yeah. And that's why you find that none of these individuals that are mentioned in this case have ever spoken about that, because you cannot reveal something like that. Yeah, because it would also put you in danger. And you also took part in the corruption deal, because in one way or the other you released the funds and probably you got something as a kickback. Yeah.
And even these people that are told to release the fund, release 244 million. You know what they release? They can go release 250, like the actual writing, but then 6 million is their cut. Because that's the final say in that department.
Yeah.
And then President Kiir asked for 244. Yeah. So the 244 will still go. And then you can remove. So you will say that President has asked for 250, you process 250, you come cut your 6M, and then you let 244 go. That's what they ask for. The same thing with the 231 for 21 kilometers.
And then from that 240 something, you are still going to get a cut.
Yes.
Because they cannot just remove that huge sum of money from you, with you withdrawing it for them, and then they fail to pay you.
And that's what I used to hear when people used to talk of bank robberies. So when a bank is robbed, what the managers will do, they will see how much has actually been taken by the robbers, and then they cut for themselves, and then they add the two and say as the total amount that has been robbed.
Oh, wow.
So now, like
most of them are actually inside jobs.
Yeah, so on the news you will see that 90 million has been robbed from this bank. And then the robbers themselves will be asking, but what we have here is not 90 million. Where did they get where did they get the 60 million that they added here? But because you are a thief, you cannot come out and say, no, it was not 90, it was 30. So you see there.
Yeah.
And then that money will be handled by insurance anyway. So they never go unlost.
Or it will go as a bad debt.
No. Bank money are insured because of those thefts. They know.
But insurance companies are they do a lot of diligent work.
Will
they do their due diligence.
Will they investigate Robert? You're swally. Like there's something that you are not able to do so much of
they
due
can
diligence.
Check the transactions, like the dates, when this happened, what happened, like what could have led to that. That's how they end up denying some insurance policies, right?
But most of the time, like when you come to these African countries where such kind of things are allowed, this is where like people deal in cash. So if something was taken in cash, bank robbers will not come and let you open an account and withdraw them. They will take things that are there. So then they will report what was cash in the bank that day, or what they have been having as cash available in the bank. That's what they will take. but they will not go into individual account and say take 2 million is going to be part of the robbery. Take no. It's just the total cash available that they say that we had this cash somewhere here in the safe, and then they took everything. That kind of thing. Yeah,
that makes sense. I was thinking like in terms of countries where people are more digital.
No, like digital money, like no, the bank managers will not do that because you have to log into individual account, like to remove money, or into the whole bank system to withdraw.
And then that would have been a couple of hours after the robbery. And people see 2 installments.
Yeah. So you see here. So what I was trying to say here is that Bol Mel has been always thinking ahead. It's only that like
his 40 days caught up with him.
Yes, 40 days were numbered, and that's how we ended up. Oh, no. What I wanted to say is that there's no honor among thieves.
Okay. I hear that a lot.
Yes, so there's no honors among thieves, that they don't protect each other to what extent. There's a limit to it, right? So that's what happened here.
Yeah, and that goes back to that thing that we discussed last time, the prisoner's dilemma. Where, let's say, for example, if 2 thieves are arrested for committing a crime, then the investigators would they would investigate them in different rooms, and then they'll tell you that if you snitch on your friend, then you're going to receive a lesser sentence. If they snitch on you, you're going to receive a harsher sentence.
Yeah.
And if you both stay quiet, then you are receiving a medium sentence.
Yeah.
So, and then, like, you don't trust the other person.
Yeah.
Because being given a less sentence sounds nice to you. So everyone will act in their self-defense.
Yeah.
And they'll snitch on the other person not knowing. Even the other person would also snitch on them. And you end up receiving the same sentence regardless.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. No honor among thieves.
Yes.
Today you are loyal to each other. Tomorrow you throw each other under the bus. And move on like nothing really happened.
Yeah, so that's what happened. And yeah, so that's what Bol Mel was doing for President Kiir. And maybe something came up, or maybe somebody else has come in that's going to loot on his behalf now. Somebody related to him. So there's no use of Bol Mel anymore. And Bol Mel has already looted for them enough. So your use has come to an end. Yeah. But
I wanted to ask, like, do you think this kind of has connections to why Bol Mel was fired, demoted, and arrested?
No.
Okay.
It's not that. It's just the alleged coup that is being spread around. So that's why. But it was just because of resources they have already shared enough. So President Kiir will just let him go. But it's because of the coup. And then people saying that we're going to take him to a court. So that's why. But no, it's not about.
Okay, personally, I think it could be 50-50. He was fired and demoted because of this. And then removed from the National Security Service, mostly, and also being under house arrest, could be kind of connected to the alleged coup. So that he doesn't have any powers at all and he's not free. His liberty is curtailed. So there's nothing he can do while under house arrest and has no communication devices.
Yeah, but it's not like even if Bol Mel was to come out today and say this is how we are dealing with Salva Kiir, South Sudanese will do anything to Salva Kiir.
True.
All this information are available there, but we still have people that say Salva Kiir, oye, SPLM, oye.
Salva Kiir is not bad. It's just that he's working with the bad people.
Yes.
Why is he not trying as good people?
So, does he want good people? No, he wants people that will loot for
Birds
him.
of us, the same feathers.
Yes. And yeah, and some of these, like if you go into the article itself, of which we're going to analyze fully, on on the Bol Mel, rise of Bol Mel and that kind of things. There are different things there that we're going to see, and that will make a lot of sense and see why Bol Mel was trusted.
Okay.
And especially like how many people were looting in South Sudan? So many people.
Yeah,
Through
like
Salva
almost
Kiir.
everybody.
Yes, but nobody has ever thought of give Salva Kiir something. Even a car, just go buy a good car.
So where did the rain start beating them? Because how do you remove your trusted friend and collude like that?
Is that cool thing? Is the cool thing? Maybe people say that this guy want to kill you. Now President Kiir is mad at him. You want to kill me, and the way that we are, I'm going to show you. And yeah, they even talk about this national security growth. They say that this guy was recruited, I think, in 2008 to go for the national security training. He never went. He was busy building things for Salva Kiir. So he just earned his ranking, but he never stepped into.
He was appointed into the rank.
Yes. So he never actually went for the training.
Some people are lucky.
And even his PhD, he also bought it.
No wonder. That explains the English.
It was mentioned in the article.
That's why people were comparing his English and that of Niall Deng Niall, saying that you see the real English, real doctor or PhD owner versus someone who got theirs from River Road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, people will do whatever it takes to put coins in the pocket. You here with your real degree. Or you with your real PhD, see how your things are bad.
How far?
Him with some papers that he bought, his things work out. He even had multiple wives. Yeah, they talk about a lot of things. I don't want to preempt the whole thing, but so this is what happened, guys. So yeah, some of the 4 to 5 things of which Bol Mel helped President Kiir in looting of the country, and also massage his ego, and that's how he became the president favorite. Yeah. Something might have not been mentioned, but with time they will surface, right? And we'll see them.
Yeah, because this article has had part 1 and 2. In part 1, we are mostly going to look at his rise. And then in part 2, or maybe part 3 at a later date, there will be where he's falling.
Yeah.
Where he's falling. So we'll have the rise and fall of Bol Mel. But for now, this is the looting scheme between Bol Mel and Kiir Mayardit.
Yes.
Let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section.
All right. So see you in the next video. Subscribe, share, and leave a comment.
Yes. Take us to 4,000 subscribers.
Yes.